A Vampire's Spooktacular Wedding, Book 2 in the Misfits of New Orleans series by Valerie Twombly, narrated by Jessie Elywn. Chapter 1. My hell ride! Sabrina should be elated the car which had gotten her around town for so many years was finally going to meet its maker, but it had become like a member of the family. Family that often made you cringe when you saw them coming, but you loved them nonetheless. The faded red beast that was held together with duct tape and a prayer was currently being hauled away on the flatbed of a wrecker. She felt she owed the car a more dignified end to its life. Christoph moved in behind her on their bedroom balcony and slipped his arms around her protruding belly. I will not have my mate and the mother of my child driving that death trap. I gave you more time than you should have been allowed to get rid of that beast. She took in a long, slow breath of crisp October air as she moved her hands from the cold wrought iron railing to touch her mate's warm arms. Sabrina knew he was right, but it didn't make her feel any better. It wasn't my fault I spent the last few months either in bed sleeping or retching my guts into the toilet. Pregnancy had not been kind to her, even though she was a vampire. Having been turned after a late-night deadly encounter with a mugger should have left her with all kinds of cool abilities. Problem was, her sire was Spike, also known as her daughter's fangy boy toy. Apparently, being new himself, he had done a half-assed job of turning her, and what should have been a new life full of blood-sucking nights, astounding stamina, as well as all the other benefits that came with being one of New Orleans' supernaturals, she was instead left one hot-ass mess. Her hot flashes rivaled any fire Satan could conjure, and her mood swings often made her dizzy as they changed so swiftly. There was no need for her to venture out to a theme park. She had her own built-in roller coaster called Menopause. That bitch had been in full swing when she had been changed, and apparently refused to leave. Add pregnancy to the mix, and you had a concoction the likes the supernatural world had never seen. You know, I wish I could undo what Spike did, but we have to wait for the baby to be born. He leaned around and kissed her cheek. You are the one blessing in this entire mess. The sisters, Fate, Chance, and Destiny, had touched her and Christoph, the king of the New Orleans vampire coven, and they were now what vampires considered destined mates. They loved each other, and Christoph had the means to fix her screwed-up conversion into a vampire, but not until the baby was born. It seemed she needed to retain some of her human side to bear this child. While she was grateful for her new life, there were times she wanted to throttle the three goddesses. So, what is on your agenda today? She turned in his embrace and looked into his beautiful gray eyes.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?